Hello, my beautiful people, elders, and my brothers, brethren. I thank you all. I thank you all for honoring this Zoom program titled "The Igbo Affairs," the Zoom edition. I think it's part one. Yes. Okay. First of all, my name is Ukaegbu Ukaegbu. I hail from Imo State, Mbito local government area, and I'm a passionate Igbo man. And by the grace of God, what I'm doing actually with the Unify Igbo is, I think it's a destiny. It's a destined thing for me to start up and try my best to wake our brothers up and leave the rest for God. Just do my best. All right. First of all, starting from, I want us to introduce ourselves, introduce where we are anchoring from. All right, starting from Ukaegbu.
Good day, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Chief Ukaegbu Ukaegbu, and I hail from Ibere in Bende local government area of Abia State. So they used to call us Ndobo, and then we are formerly in Bende division of the East Central State of Nigeria. So I'm in the United States, precisely in Maryland.
Well, this is the first edition, the Igbo Affairs, where we discuss about the unification of Igbos across Nigeria and beyond. All right, without wasting much of your time, we will go straight to our, I have highlighted some questions, about 5 raw questions that I will be asking you. Number one, there's been a growing number of young Igbo youths calling for the unification of all Igbos in and outside Southeast. What is your opinion about this?
My opinion is it's a good thing, because it is a good thing for anybody to recognize whoever his brother or sister relative is. And it's also a good thing for people of the same origin to interact and do things together. So if anybody is calling for reunification of Igbo, that person is doing the right thing. So the question is mostly should just be how, and who are these people that needs to be reunited, and how can we do that? But I think, in my opinion, it is a good thing to unify the Igbo race, because every race in this world, they try to stick together and they try to do things together and, take advantage of their numbers. That's my view.
Okay. All right. Thank you. Thank you for being that brief. Okay. The second question is it possible to unify Igbos? Is it possible to unify Igbos? And what are the best strategies you can suggest? So what are your strategies? What strategies do you feel that can be used in order to get this job done?
Absolutely. It is possible to unify all the Igbos. It is doable. As a matter of fact, it is happening as we are discussing. A lot of people you spoke to earlier from these other communities who happens to be either in River State or in Delta State or any other state where there are Igbos that are located, probably Benue and Cross River and rivers. Before a certain period of time, they all knew that they were Igbos. It was just because of political expediency, things that happened that now made them to say, okay, now let me separate myself. And also there was also a deliberate attempt to cut down the population of the Igbos. And that was why, even during the creation of states, the states that we are supposed to go to Imo State, or the communities that we are supposed to go to Imo State or Abia State or Anambra State, as the case might be, we are carved into another state, thereby giving that opportunity for them to, to start saying, okay, I'm no longer here, I am there. As a matter of fact, one of your guests said that he's now in River State, things like that. So it is very, very possible. Now, you talked about strategies. One of the strategies is to continue to reach out, which is one of the things you are doing now. You are reaching out to these communities, but this is not a work of one person. It is a work that has to continue by groups of people, states and across state lines. So you are reaching out to them, extending hands of friendship. So another strategy will be, holding consultations. When you reach out to somebody, like you spoke to one chief from, I think from, what is it called? Opopo,
Asaba.
something like that.
Okay,
You spoke
Opopo.
to one
Okay,
chief
Opopo.
from Opopo, and who actually said that his maternal grandparents are from Umuahia, stuff like that. So there is nothing that stops people from Umuahia to go there and welcome them, invite them to occasions and things like that. So make continuous consultation. And then inviting them to Igbo cultural programs, just basically carrying them along. You're talking about strategies to use. Another strategy would just be promoting the language. Our language, Igbo language, is definitely under attack.
Exactly.
We recognize that there are different dialects regarding Igbo, but a dialect is not a different language. A dialect is just a subset of the main language. So we should do a better job in promoting Igbo language. Not just Igbo language, other Igbo cultures, because all this while we've been mentioning somebody speaks Igbo, but he's saying it's not Igbo. How about other cultures and traditions that they imbibe and they practice? Masquerade, marriage ceremony, things like that. A lot, food, clothing, dressing.
Chief Ukaegbu, do you have any addendum to on what you said previously? Because you said it was like you had some information you want to say.
Yes, they mentioned it. Like Ohaneze is a sociocultural Igbo organization, well known. So they should play leadership role in making these things, because that's what the consultations I mentioned is all about. So if, for example, the current delegation from Ohaneze and Igbo goes to meet people in let's say Opopo, it's a different ball game than when you went there just by yourself, asking them a question. If like Abia State government, for example, goes to meet River State governor, or at least create program that brings these people out, maybe a massive Igbo day in places like River State, Port Harcourt, and stuff like that, promoting the culture. You see, this is how they they come back. And they also have their own consigns. So if you're listening to them, you will hear some of the consigns. Some of them, they write it and post it on social media. Some of them, they say it. Some of them, they mention as, part of the effect of the Civil War. Part of it was a deliberate attempt, just to divide and rule, to create some of these states out of an existing Igbo state and push some communities out. So those are some of the things that has to be done, but it's not a one-day activity. It is a continuous process.
Okay. All right. Thank you. Thank you, Mazi. Thank you, Chief. Let's go over to the next. I have here, a lot of people from, when you read the comment section of Nnaa Mehn TV page, you will be hearing stuff like some people saying, leave these people, don't beg them. Like a lot of especially Igbo people say, don't beg them, don't try to persuade them, leave them there. We can move on without them. And a lot are willing to have them back. What do you feel about this? Is this a good one? Should we buy this idea? Leave the people that does not want to be regarded as Igbo, the people that does not want to identify, with the Igbo people. Should we just leave them there, or should we keep on doing this? What is your opinion?
It's a little bit funny if somebody is supporting, let's say, supporting reunification of the Igbo tribe across the world, that person will equally support carrying every Igbo person along. But there's also another area that is involved when people say, leave them, we can move on without them, stuff like that. These are just opinions that are floating out there, but you cannot leave part of yourself. Naturally, it doesn't happen. Politically, it may. And also, since a place like Nigeria, where the Igbo tribe is mostly located, is practicing democracy, there's also this thing that is called referendum. If you can hold a referendum in these places and ask them what the people decide, so be it. Just like those who are advocating for Biafra, they just say, let's just hold a referendum. They said, we don't want to fight. We are not out for fight, but we need democracy. You know, because of democracy, let us just hold a vote and decide whether we are staying in the country or not. So these are opinions. But referendum is a democratic process. Nobody should be should be against it. However, if you keep letting, reaching out to the people you know that they are Igbos, I believe many of them will come back. I heard one story, in your various programs, a gentleman from Ikwere, he said, as far as he's concerned, he's Igbo.
Yes.
But in Ikwere, not everyone agrees with that.
Exactly.
At least not publicly. You see, they know in their mind what they are, but what they profess publicly is completely different. And in a lot of cases, they do it for political purposes.
Exactly. Someone from Ukwani told us that.
Yes, so that's the thing. In as much as you cannot force somebody to do things, certain things, but you can at least try and persuade them. While you're trying, if the person insists on staying where they are, well, so be it. But you have to try.
Okay, thank you, sir. Thank you, my chief. All right, we have this. While we are talking about unification, like when I went to Owash, when I went to Aniocha South, the gentleman that I met, I mean, he became emotional. Not just there. There are places that I've been. They wouldn't want to be filmed, but they told me a lot of things. You understand? Which I tried to play with them. Okay, say this thing into cameras so that the world can hear. He said no. I've met people like that. But what the concerns about these people is about how I mean, I don't know. I wasn't in that generation, and I cannot tell what happened. Was it during the war, the Biafran war, or was it maybe sometime before the war? That the mainland Igbos, maybe was there a kind of way of life they were living then that discriminates people that are not from a particular place? Because I heard some people saying, you are not really Igbo, you are really Igbo, something like that. So I want to ask, what could be the reason why most of these people in the riverine, outside Southeast, in fact, these Igbos that are in Southeast, what could be the reason why they don't want to be associated with the Igbos? What could be the reason? And when you know, have you heard something about maybe how they were treated? Starting from you, Chief.
The reason is very simple. It's political. The reason is very simple, and it is political. Political reason. Just in case most of us don't know, there is the minority politics is also profitable to some people. Minority politics and majority politics. Majority politics is profitable to some people. Minority politics is also profitable to some people. So the whole thing is all about politics. And there are evidence. You can research it if you want. Deliberate attempt to move some Igbo states into non-Igbo. For example, the current Delta state was part of I think midwestern Nigeria. Correct me if I'm wrong. Whoever that has the data can say so later on.
Say that again. Say that
so
again.
So now, if I said the current Delta state,
yes,
was
Bendel, former Bendel.
Yes, so former was put into Bendel, and then when they put into Bendel, they included places like Kasaba, Ogwashuku, something like that. Do you understand?
Yes.
But
Yes.
that time they placed these people into Bendel. That's a deliberate attempt to reduce Igbo population, because there was East Central State then, which they could have still be part of. The same thing happened in River State, probably 1967. I don't quote me on the exact date when River State was created. You understand? If you go to River State right now, Obibo, Omo Masi, Umo Koro, Umu Krusi, Omo, children. In Igbo, Omo means children of. But after a while, they deliberately change it, just putting R on it. Rumo, Rumo Koro, Rumo Masi, Rumo Krushi, Rumo this. It was Omo, and they know it. So it's political. But also, during the war, the Biafran army, led by Ojukwu, that wanted to protect the southern side, they also moved, from wherever their headquarters was located, probably Umuahia or Aba or Enugu, wherever. They now also moved south to occupy those places. They also kept moving to, to the western side so that they will gain control. So some of those things that happened during the war also happened. And it could be the reason why some people are saying they don't want to be associated anymore. But right now, everything is politics. It is politics.
Okay. Talking about the military occupation, definitely, military operations, there could be abuses. I mean, human rights abuses and stuff like that. So are you saying that somehow there were some high or gross human rights abuses by the Biafran soldiers when
not
they are trying
not just Biafran soldiers, even the Nigerian soldiers, when they invaded the Igbo speaking area or the Biafran zone, as at that time, they engaged in a lot of atrocities against the places that they occupied. These things are on record that it happened. So I'm not ruling out that there was any abuse by the military that occupied those places as at that time. I cannot rush it because it definitely happened, this type of confrontation.
Okay.
But that's not also a reason for one to deny your tribe.
Okay. Thank you, sir. Thank you, Chief. All right.
If I may just jump in briefly, and just for record purposes. Nzogwu, who was said to have led the first military coup, is from Delta State. So now, to be precise, people try to find reason to justify what they are currently doing. And politically speaking, these people also know the major tribes in Nigeria, the Igbo, Hausa, Yoruba, that is the big three tribes in Nigeria. The Igbos are currently at a disadvantage politically. So now these other people are finding it more convenient to be more associated, or at least doing what those who are currently in control wants them to do. So, and that is one of the fears that these other major tribes they have. Because if it is a tribal conflict, the one who has a greater number will have some advantage somehow, at least.
Exactly.
You understand? So it is easier. It is better for them to for the Igbos to remain disunited. On the other hand, those who they just find reasons to justify. But once there is a military confrontation, and once there are soldiers in a community, you can never vouch for what happened and what did not happen. You understand?
Truth. Yes.
So that's just a fact. Even in Russian-Ukraine war, as at today, it is being documented how the Russians are behaving in Ukraine or vice versa. But that's also not a reason why somebody is going to deny his right. If it is in the United States, very easy. Everybody undergoes a DNA test. As a matter of fact, for you to be known and officially recognized as a tribal Native American, the real first people who came to the United States, you have to undergo some kind of DNA for them to know you are part of them.
Okay.
So with time, when these technologies are used to identify origin, nobody will tell anybody whether you are. Your blood and DNA sample will reveal who you are.
Okay. All right, Chief. Sorry. I want to cut into this DNA testing for the Igbo people. I've had a discussion with an American-based doctor, scientist, who picked interest in this program. He talked about testing, conducting these tests on the communities in order to put this argument, this dichotomy at rest once and for all. What do you think about this? Is it possible? Can we do this? Can we have a DNA testing? How can we go about this?
If the question is for me, I'm saying absolutely.
Yes, I mean, definitely every person will give an opinion about this. It is very, very important because I think we should be putting it in our consciousness now and also in our program to introduce the DNA testing. Once we have a good arrangements with this foreign fame in order to start the testing. So let's talk about it. Let's bring it to our consciousness.
Absolutely. DNA is not a new technology, and it's also not going away. It will never go away again. DNA is an accepted technology that is used to determine paternity, when a child is born. Even Americans, the Black Americans, are undergoing DNA and ancestry tracing to determine which part of Africa they come from. So some will end up landing in Nigeria, some will be in Sierra Leone or Ivory Coast or Ghana, stuff like that. So DNA is a known scientific way of identifying who you are. So once you start doing it, you don't need to deny. You just submit your sample. Result will show who you are. And once that happens, you won't have any choice again. So we are just still discussing this thing because we are not implementing that.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Okay. We are coming to the closing part of this wonderful discussion titled "The Igbo Affairs Zoom Edition Part 1." And well, I will want to do. I am on the field. I am on the field, and I have been to and through a lot of towns. What I want to tell you exactly what we are doing. What we are doing is to mark the Igbo towns, and we have done wonderful marking these towns. We move through these communities. We meet. We don't. There is no age barrier to the people that we communicate with. We meet their chiefs. We meet youths because there are things. Sometimes the chiefs can be economical with the truth. They wouldn't want to be due to the ones that are actually believing in the political ideology of the minority, whatever. They wouldn't want to give you the full information that you want. And you meet a youth who really wants liberation, wants this unification even more than we do in the hinterland. And that youth will give you the information you need. So I want to talk about this, that our program, our interviews are not centered on a particular political holder, or it does not select status. We move through. What we need is if the person has a cognitive, a strong cognitive sense, we speak with them and try to get information as we can. What do we do? We ask you, what do you do here? What do you do this kind of thing? Do you do this? And definitely you do them. So that is what we're doing. We have been through a lot of towns. I can tell you because I'm on the field. We've met people who would want to speak on the camera. They speak to us, tell us definitely if time comes for this unification, they are willing to join their brothers under one umbrella and bear the Igbo name. Nigeria has made it like Igbo is a stigma. You bear it as is like a curse, but to us, it's not a curse, it's a blessing. And we are Igbo people, we are proud of it. I am an Mbieri man. The next person can be an Ohafia man, the Ebreba man, the Iberi man, like we have Chief Ukaegbu. We are all Igbos. The same thing, the Ukwani man, the Asaba man, the Ikwere, the Eche, the Omo, the Oba. You understand? All these people are Igbo people. So I have the experience now, the rich experience to tell you that all the towns that we've been through are all Igbo towns. If there is any population, any population census that should be conducted in Nigeria now, these people should be counted as Igbo people, and we definitely, the numbers will swear. So Nnaa Mehn TV is still the platform to hook up, to anchor on and get these exclusive interviews firsthand. So I am asking you, honorable gentlemen, to help us spread also, because the target is to have at least 1 million Igbo people, 1 million Igbo people who are subscribed to this page, who watches this thing, because we are moving from stage 1 to stage 2. The DNA we just discussed will definitely come, but since you have suggested, since you have advised that we keep doing the one that we're doing, going through these towns and everything. We've been to River State, we've been to Delta State, we've been to Edo State. We've discovered the market, though the video will be published exclusively on Nnaa Mehn TV platform. We'll be moving to Kogi, from Kogi to Benue, from Benue to Ukaegbu, from Ukaegbu to Cross River, from Cross River down to Bayelsa. We are going to discover all these Igbo towns. We are going to speak with the people. We are going to ask them. We are going to check, compare the similarities. This I promise you. And by the grace of God, anyhow it touches you to say, okay, this is how you want to support this. Like Chief Ukaegbu is doing wonderfully well, I still ask, for support from any person. It does not discriminate. Let's do this. Let's mark these towns. Let's bring this to the knowledge of the common man, because a lot of people, I can tell you, a lot of people from the hinterland does not even know the Ibanke until we start hearing that on the radio, saying there are Igbo people called the Ibanke people, just like you have the Ikore people, just like you have the Chase, just like you have the Obas, the Ebemas, the Oweri, the Mbise, the Ohafia, the Iberi. We have people called the Ibanke. They know that the Ibanke, they say that they have 4 market days, they bear Igbo names. And well, that video you have to wait for it. I don't have to tell you. I say, that is, So, well, I thank you, Chief, my honorable Chief. I really appreciate you. I really appreciate you for all you are doing for this project. I thank you, Mr. Neke. I thank you, Mazi Iwuji. I thank you all. Keep supporting this program. That is all I can say from here. So you can give us your vote of thanks. Yeah.
And for the viewers, the project that Nnaa Mehn TV is currently conducting is not easy. It is also capital intensive. So I'm even wondering how he's been able to carry on moving traffic. You know what it takes to move from one town to the other, not to talk of moving statewide, going places. It's capital intensive, but it is worthwhile. So
thank you.
Anyhow you can support the program, please feel free to do so, because it's a noble cause. Ohaneze is actually supposed to be the one sponsoring and promoting this type of thing, but they're not doing it. And my brother over there said that they're not doing a good job. That's actually true. And that's actually one of the reasons why somebody like Nnamdi Kanu is mad about the organization Ohaneze. So just support the program. That's all I can say now. Thank you, guys.